How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Eli, and today I wanted to talk about bullying. Bullying has been on the rise for some years now, and as you know, in high school, it's pretty prevalent. So I want to get some opinions, some advice on how to stop bullying, how to combat it, how people feel about bullying amongst the students around Westminster High School. Let's go. What advice can you give somebody who's being bullied?
Ignore that person because they're not good for you, and if they're hurting you, you don't want to deal with that.
So I'm here to ask you about bullying. As you know, bullying's pretty prevalent now in the digital age, with all these kids and stuff. So what is some advice you can give to students who are bullied at Westminster High School?
Well, the first thing I tell my students is just because that they're bullied verbally doesn't mean that they can't be bullied also on Facebook or on the computer. So I tell my students who are bullied here on campus that this is a safe zone, and I always show my students that I have a sign in the classroom, and I tell them to come in during lunch, and they can feel free to stay in here during lunch. The second thing I tell them is that they can talk to an adult, they can talk to me, or they need to talk to an administrator, or they can talk to our school's counselor, or anyone that they feel comfortable, and they need to report it immediately, because that is definitely something that we need to take a handle on here on our campus.
So what do you think about cyberbullying in general?
Cyberbullying is very unnecessary. People have their opinions, and when you disagree with someone or someone is disagreeing with you, they tend to call you names. They tend to call you idiot, or you don't understand, or stupid. So there's a lot of names that people tend to call you when you're trying to understand what the other person is saying, or there's a debate or your own opinion.
So what advice could you give students who are bullied, either cyberbullying or verbal or anything else, at Westminster High School?
Do not engage with a bully.
Don't give them any attention? Or what is your opinion on bullying?
Well, I mean, you gotta be pretty lame and stupid to bully someone. Like, what's the point of bullying someone? Even if it's to make yourself feel better, that's still stupid. Like, just compliment the other person, get a smile, and then that should make you feel better. Like, how low of a person can you be?
Spread the happiness around the world.
Yeah. I mean, like, hippie style, man, love each other.
All right, and can you give students some advice about bullying?
Well, my advice is that, to be honest, you shouldn't keep things inside, because once you do, it will be too much for you to handle, and you wouldn't know who to turn to. So my advice to you is, and to anybody who's at school, is that just tell someone who you really trust. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be an adult, a friend of yours, anybody that you believe that's true, your friends.
All right, can you give me some past experiences of bullying?
Yeah, I guess I can give you a couple past experiences of bullying. From first grade to seventh grade, I was actually extensively bullied by most of my classmates. Not just one or two, but most of my classmates. I know what you're thinking. The public education system, they're always preaching the idea that bullying is wrong and that everyone's here for you, but in reality, they do not care, whatsoever. Reason being, I sat down in the office and I reported everything that was happening to me, and everything stopped for like 2 days. It would continue. Why? Because the punishment for bullying in elementary and middle school is nothing. The punishment for bullying.
No, I was just asking, so you sort of felt lost or lonely or abandoned?
I wouldn't say that, but I felt like there's no one there. Okay, yeah, maybe I did feel lost or lonely or abandoned. Yeah, I guess you can say that.
All right, and then so in terms of how did you get over that sense of abandonment? How did you satisfy that need to not be or to be heard?
I fought back.
All right. Well, thank you, Freddie, for your time. And can you give students some advice on how they can get over bullying or how they can deal with bullying at school?
To be honest, all through elementary school, I was bullied, and I never really thought that there was any way to, get away from it, because I went to teachers, and I went to friends, and I went to other adults and my parents, and they just told me to, don't listen to them and don't believe what they say about you. But to be honest, it hits really hard. Like, everyone says just ignore it, but you can't just ignore it. So if you're being bullied and everyone's just ignoring you, just brushing it off like it's no big deal, you need to just look into yourself and be like, I am not what they're calling me. I'm not what they're saying about me. That's not me. I'm going to be who I am. You don't have to, you know, stoop to the level that everyone thinks that you're at, you know. It's hard to like hear me tell you like don't listen to them, blah 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 blah, because you feel like everybody says that. I can't just like ignore it. It's always around, but you honestly have to look into yourself, look into your heart, and be like, that's not me.
There you have it from students and staff at Westminster High School. There really is no point to bullying, and it's actually pretty sad. Maybe if the bullies took a second to understand the people they bullied, they'd find deep down inside, truly, truly deep down inside, that we actually aren't so different after all.